Hey everybody, it's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft game. It's Friday afternoon, and we are looking forward to a great weekend of box office action. It is me rolling solo to recap, to preview the weekend, take a look at some people's call sheets, guesstimate how things might perform, and basically just make stuff up. So let's go take a look well, I guess we need to refresh this. So take a look at our live contests this weekend. I'm also going to focus on the feature presentation, but I might go outside for some interesting call sheets, and of course, we'll start with my call sheet. And sorry for the enormous amount of throat clearing. It is that dry time out here in the desert. And so actually, you know what, even before my call sheet, let's give a big welcome to Jaybird. Jaybird is back in the house, one of the one of the early adopters of the game. He was with me in the spreadsheet days 2 years ago, testing this sucker out. Really appreciate his contribution. We miss his wife, Kelly. Bring back Kelly. She's still my favorite Cinema Draft player. No offense, Jay Devlin. But, but yes, Jaybird's in the house. Let's see what he's cooked up. All right. So, wow. So it looks like he went with a Guardians of the Galaxy headliner, Zoe Saldana, Chris Evans from Gifted, and Goldie Hawn from Snatched. All right, it's a pretty solid trio. And then he did a 7-stack, a maxi stack of Bahubali to the conclusion. And actually, that's not a bad way to go, because if we look at recent history, what Bahubali did, goodness gracious, can't even speak. So last weekend, Bahubali, oh great! Right when we're recording the damn podcast, Box Office Mojo is updating the site. That's awesome. So we'll have to come back to that, and I will be sure not to get off of this page for the screen counts. The Bahubali 2, it's declining a little bit. It's actually down to 350 screens. And actually, I think it did about 3.2 million last weekend. So I guess he's counting on another 50% drop to bring it down to only about 1 and some change, maybe up to even 1.5 to carry the day. Because if he can get 1.5 out of this, it's not a bad look, because you're getting 15 points at platform release out of each actor, and then at the headliner stage. Bad at math, so pardon my clicking. 21 points out of each headliner. So this is a pretty interesting call sheet. I like it a lot. Definitely top 5 potential, where Jaybird, tends to stay. So welcome back, Jaybird. Looking forward to seeing your contributions in the group chat and also in the game. So, all right, so now we'll get to my call sheet. Now, once again, my process as I've been playing these days is obviously I'm trying to get into every contest, and I will start with the background talent and work my way up. And by the time I get to the feature presentation, I tend to kind of figured out what I believe might be the optimal lineup. Now, last week, as your reigning call sheet of the week, I actually my first guesses were the best, as my call sheet for the background talent and the $20 gaffer were the highest scoring on the site. But today, I think I did kind of stumble into the optimal the optimal strategy, at least for me. And so on my call sheet, we're looking at. So I just have a feeling about lowriders. I can't quite put my finger on it, except for the Mexican American community is pretty vibrant. They're avid moviegoers. I think probably the highest minority group, as far as per capita, as far as moviegoers go, or actually highest group period, actually per capita if you go by that. And it's it's got everything that people like. It's got car culture. It's a foreign-focused film. Ava Longoria, a crossover star from Desperate Housewives, and I believe she was exec producer on Devious Maids. And also Demian Bashir, huge star in Mexico. He was in the latter seasons of Weeds. He was Mary Louise Parker's drug lord stereotype baby mama or baby daddy. So I just have a really good feeling about Lowriders. I've 4-packed it, including the headliner stack. I also have some exposure to Bahubali 2. Got a headliner there. And then I kind of was running out of money. So and obviously Guardians of the Galaxy headliner. And I believe in King Arthur. Damn it! I'm tired. I will not. I will truck no King Arthur slander up in this piece because it is hashtag Hunnam season. Charlie Hunnam is in the house, though I did not add my call sheet. It was a tad too expensive. I did get Jude Law, aka the Young Pope. Love that show. The show was crazy. Basically, he takes his exact same performance from the Young Pope, slaps a different name on it, some medieval gear, and boom, he's Lord Vortigern in King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. And I don't know. I mean, at the page I was going to show you, but until Box Office Mojo took it away, they're giving it back. Nope, they're still updated. Oh, they're back. Okay, cool. The page. So basically, King Arthur delivered 1.15 million from Thursday previews. Now, sites like Box Office Pro are only claiming that it's going to. Oh, hold on a second. Are only claiming that it's going to do. Let me go back to this page right here. About 17 to 18 million, maybe. I just think that's just woefully low. I mean, yeah, 17.9 million. Basically saying it's going to be neck and neck with Snatch, which is expected to debut at 18 million. And both those numbers really are really low, considering the properties attached, the stars attached to their followings. I mean, well, Hunnam isn't as well known a commodity because he toiled away for was it 6 or 7 seasons on Sons of Anarchy on on basic cable, but and I think he's probably better known for turning down the role of Christian Grey, which probably was a good career move. I think he turned it down to do this in Lost City of Z, so more power to him. But man, I saw King Arthur. This is totally, confirmation bias or whatever, but I was already primed for King Arthur. I saw a preview of it on Monday with a friend. We both enjoyed it. It's excellent. Oh, I always say it's excellent. It's a great time. It's a fun ride. It's a little too CGI in the end, but it's fun and it's an adventure. And his King Arthur is fun and mischievous and flirty and it's just kind of everything you'd kind of want in one of these type of movies for the most part. It's sad because rumor has it that this movie cost 175 million. Lord of mercy. Yeah, $175 million production budget. So either way, they're going to take a bath on this movie, and it's a little sad because I really enjoyed it. So I don't know. I still think it's going to do 25 to 30 million once word gets around how much fun it is. I'll be very curious to see the cinema score. I think the cinema score Friday night will tell us everything we need to know about King Arthur's prospects. 1.15 million last night, isn't bad. It's not bad. It looks like, yeah, but they're not. So they're saying on Box Office Mojo comparing it's somewhere below the 38.5 million from a 2.55 million a 38.5 million opening from a 2.55 million Thursday night of Legend of Tarzan. So they're guessing it's still going to be in its lane around 20 million or less. I honestly think it's going to do 25 to 30 million. It's just such a fun time. So hopefully that word will get out. You heard it here first. And that's what I put some stock on my call sheet towards King Arthur stock. So yeah, and then running out of money, I had a headliner stack of Lost City of Z, and then I pretty much just punted the limited release category. There's no limited release that really is going to do gangbusters this week. I mean, Latin Lover is still out there, but it's going to its 3rd weekend. I mean, it's probably going to bring back 1 or 2 million, which is like 4 or 5 fantasy points. So if you're only for 4 or 5 fantasy points, I mean, I'm not going to spend up for it. Because I believe Latin Lover is like around 8,000 ish. So it's punting entirely the limited release category and going in style, which I'm sure, although I said to skip this loser on the shot list this week. Yes, I'm guilty of going against my own advice. I just needed a limited release with under a certain amount of money left in my budget and going with style, and the inimitable Morgan Freeman is what I settled on. Okay, let's take a look at some more Some more call sheets. T. Murray Online. Let's see what she went with, because we kind of did a mock one with her. Let's see what she went with on her own. And thanks for guesting on the pod, T. Murray. Appreciate you. Oh, and she has an all headliner call sheet. She has a star-studded call sheet. And so she's going with, oh, this is not good at all. Okay, so she totally eschewed, totally bypassed Guardians of the Galaxy, which I believe is just a fundamental mistake on a weekend when it's probably going to gross around 80 to 90 million. He has King Arthur in there, which I appreciate. Lowriders, Snatched, headliner stack. The Boss Baby, which is probably run out of gas by now. Gifted, which is okay. How to Be a Latin Lover, think a little bit overpriced. And yes, I can say that even though I make the values. Lowriders, you know, I can see that represent. And then Mary Pyari Bindu, which is our, you know, foreign-focused film of the week. It is from India. It is a day-and-date release in India and the United States. I did a little bit of a deep dive into it, and I was really excited about it at first because of the whole day-and-date situation with India. You know, people, you know, when it comes to these 3Fs, you know, Indian films perform really well out the box. Still haven't been able to confirm how many screens it's on. Matter of fact, let's see if there's been an update to that page. See if we can get a screen count on Mary Pyari Bindu. I just kind of, the number on the site is just an estimate. It's a guess. I really could not find any information on it. I don't know. I mean, I guess we can hope for out of the box Bahubali 2 type of returns, like Bahubali 2 did the weekend. It wasn't in the talent pool, but yeah, no information on Mary Pyari Bindu. Plus, also some bad reviews over on some of these Bollywood content sites. Just were not thrilled with Mary Pyari Bindu, even though it's got two pretty famous Indian leads. So I kind of shied away from it. So we'll see how it performs. So this one's a total black box. It's a total mystery. We'll probably won't even get like an accurate idea of how much it did until Monday at the latest. Okay, Ring Balls 22. Perennial dweller at the top of the standings. Let's see what he went with. So he went with headliner Zoe Saldana from Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2, Goldie Hawn from Snatched, headliner stack from actually a 4-pack from Bahubali 2, including headliner stack, a 3-pack of Lowriders, and Jenny Slate from Gifted. This feels like a really competent call sheet. I mean, all your bases are covered. You know, except, you know what, he's missing some King Arthur, but that's okay because, I mean, and the great thing about Ring Balls 22, very active in our group chat. Turns out he works at a movie theater. So he's actually getting some inside information with some of these screenings and stuff, which I think is pretty cool. And he, you know, and there's obviously that Amy Schumer has a following. Goldie Hawn hasn't acted in forever, so there might be a curiosity factor around Snatched. Bahubali 2 looks like it's going to perform. Like I said, it's in its third weekend. It still might get you, you know, 11 or 12 points. So, you know, it's not too bad. And Lowriders is like, I just have a feeling, man. So it's a very competent call sheet. I like it. Definitely top 5 material. Okay, and so actually I want to take a look at Excellent. I heard that he had a call sheet that was somewhat similar to someone else's. Okay, here we go. So, okay, so he's all right. He's all in. Okay, I see what they did. So yeah, so he has basically the same formula as Jaybird. You know, with the headliners from Guardians of the Galaxy, headliner from Guardians of the Galaxy, headliner from Snatched, Jenny Slate from Gifted, and then just a 7-pack of Bahubali 2. So we'll definitely see how that performs for him. And Jaybird. I think there's one other person who did that as well. Cornell Westside, our working black writer. I believe we have a tripod coming up, or at least Kevin will be present, our chocolate cardinal / you know, WBW. And yeah, so this is looking This is looking interesting. He has Zoe Saldana from Guardians of the Galaxy, so he's got that covered. He has a headliner stack from Bahubali, headliner stack from Snatched, and then a couple of actors from Dead Awake, and then a headliner stack. No, then a couple actors from Jasmine, a headliner each, respectively, from those films. This is interesting. I got so afraid of Jasmine. I could not. All I know is that it's opening this weekend, but we're not getting any kind of information on how many screens or whatever. The number up on the number on the site is just the best guess. I mean, I don't know. It's I can't call it. So Jasmine and Dead Awake are really truly some black boxes that we don't know very much about. So yeah, so I guess we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens in that one. Yeah, and then still, even with the latest update from Box Office Mojo, they have nothing about Dead Awake or Jasmine. Although it seems like they are out in the theaters this weekend. So worst case scenario, we can't find any information, or they perform poorly and get the minimum score of 1 point and 1.4 points for your headliner. Okay, so let's take a look at Michael Vellante. Why not? And then we'll do Gamble 24/7. Then we'll take a look at a couple more call sheets of mine, and then we'll be out. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy headliner, King Arthur. All right, he's got a Bahubali 2 trio, including the headliner stack. Ava Longoria from Lowriders, and then looks like okay, I'm sorry. Then he's got a 3-pack from Lowriders. I like it. And then looks like he punted limited release as well. Very smart with Going in Style, and an actor from Lost City of Z, 5,000. No money left over. What good use of your budget? I don't know. I mean, it feels kind of a little bit like my call sheet, except I might have had a little bit more Lowriders love as compared to Bahubali. Yeah, it's a contender. I like it. Let's take a look at Gamble 24/7. He was the winner from last week in the feature presentation, and he went Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Okay, so yeah, so he had a similar plan. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Snatched in gifted headliners, and then 7-stack, the maxi stack of Bahubali 2. So that movie better perform for y'all. Seems like that was a conventional wisdom this weekend. Somehow I missed it. It's pretty easy to miss conventional wisdom when you're in the weeds working on the game and the site. And one other, let's take a look at Matt's call sheet. He's been playing for a long time. We appreciate the support, Matt. And this will be our trial one for someone, for someone outside our usual cohort of players to take a look at what they're thinking. And looks like he had Chris Pratt from Guardians of the Galaxy. He had King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Nice, I appreciate that. Oh, man, I'm sorry. He's got a star-studded call sheet. He's got a full 10 headliner call sheet. Very interesting. Being the Beast headliner, Bahubali 2, The Conclusion headliner stack, Tom Hanks from The Circle. Not sure about money spent there, only because they didn't do very well last weekend in the box. I was just going. I can't remember exactly. I want to say it was like 3 or 4 million. That's definitely an example of a movie that is way too wide for its own good. Yeah, so it did 3.9 million, dropped 56% from the weekend before. Only grossed 15.6 million total, cost 18 to make, so it's probably going to be a bit of a loss once you take into account prints and advertising, P&A. But that movie's on too many damn screens. A wide release. I probably would have used a 7700 somewhere else. Maybe like get in on Lowriders, maybe get a headliner from there. But the rest of the call sheet's not bad. The Wedding Plan, it's going to disappoint us all, only because I believe I had no idea how many screens it was going to be on until right up until lock. I found it was on 2 screens. That just kind of sucks. He might have just been punting salary here, which I can totally understand. But the Wedding Planner is not what you want, especially, and also going back to our theory earlier this week, how we established how we think that regions or more like countries that have smaller populations, I believe this is an Israeli film, tend not to do as well in the North American box office, only because if we have a somewhat representative proportion of people, or at least community, from other countries in the United States, then then if Israel's a small country, it's probably going to be a small turnout for the wedding plan. Although there are Jews the world over, you never know, maybe they will turn out for this movie. But as an Israeli film, and as far as the Israeli American community, it's definitely smaller than the Mexican American community per se, which I'm definitely counting on to turn out for low riders. And Michael Caine going in style, and Gifted Chris Evans going in style headliners. So I could be wrong. I don't have a ton of hope for that call sheet. Might crack the top 10. I just think that this is one of these weeks where, well, every week comes down to tenths and hundredths of a point. But this type of week where because it does seem like you need to have the headliner from basically it's as Jay Devlin would say, it's basically a 9. It's like a 9 actor call sheet, because everyone's going to get Zoe Saldana or a headliner from Guardians of the Galaxy and figure it out from there. If you have the collision of similar strategies like those, like I think it was Excellent and Jaybird, and I think maybe one or two others. I think it's going to come down to point here and there, and it's going to be very, very, very crucial. Every slot on your call sheet this week, because you're going to have a lot of people doing Bahubali 2, and getting points that way. I just feel like it's going to be another very close weekend. But good luck to you, Matt. Hopefully, you make the money and succeed with that, and you might shock us all and be the winner. I would love to say I'm extremely confident in my strategy this week. I am not. But let me show you from where I started. When we started at the background talent, it's probably as goofy a strategy as any, but I'm trying it. So it's basically Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's a 4-pack of lowriders. I have exposure to Mary Pyari Bindu in case it does come out the box, Bahubali 2 style. I've got my headliner, Jude Law from King Arthur. And then basically I just kind of fill in the blanks with headliners from Gifted, going their finest, and then a regular actor from a non-headliner in Going in Style. So I kind of like this sheet, only because it gets me some exposure to Mary Pyari Bindu, but not too much, just in case it pops. But because of the research I did on Mary Pyari Bindu, can't say for certain it's going to pop. So that's why we started there. But I think I kind of figured something out around the key grip. And on this call sheet, on this call sheet, I've got exposure to Mary Pyari Bindu. I've got a 3-pack of Lost City of Z. I've got the headliner stack from Snatched, and then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, headliner stack from Lowriders, and then Morgan Freeman headlining Going in Style. So this actually, I think this might be my best shot at call sheet of the week, to deny you heathens the $50 bonus. That's right. Last week you guys didn't win, so this week it's last week I had the highest scoring call sheet on the site, and so the $25 bonus for the highest scoring call sheet is rolled over into this week, and now it's a $50 bonus. And so hopefully this $30 key grip call sheet will take me back to the top, so then I can deny you again this week, and then roll it to next week and make it a $75 bonus, which would be truly big baller brand. Inside joke there for LeVar Ball fans. Okay, and so and then that's pretty much it. Going this weekend, I might go see Snatch. I might not. Probably leaning towards not. I'm kind of obsessed with The Handmaid's Tale right now. That movie, that show actually plays like a movie each week, and it's scary and weird, and I'm getting caught up right now. But yeah, that's kind of like an overview of the weekend. 61. That's pretty sharp drop for Guardians, if that's the estimate. Yeah, they're estimating 61 million for Guardians, 18 million for Snatch, 17.9 for King Arthur, and after that, everything falls off. Fate the Furious 3.8, Boss Baby 3.8. I mean, you're really kind of struggling. How to Be a Latin Lover, they're estimating 2.5 million, which I think is really optimistic, but we'll see. and then Bahubali 2, 1.35 or 1.36 million, which actually would be really good. That'd be 13 fantasy points. So here's hoping. Well, anyways, everybody, thanks for listening and or watching. You know where to find us, cinemadraft.co. That is cinemadraft.co. Tell all your friends. Follow us on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. We even have a Pinterest board, y'all. Our corporate blog is at Medium, where we post stuff like the call sheet of the week, where, you know, your boy, and also all of our podcasts and what have you. We've had a pretty good week so far. It's been interesting. And you see some of my highlights from Billions, because I love Billions. Billions is excellent. And I guess hopefully next week will be our first Billions free week. I know we've been kind of obsessing about it, but you know, what can I say? When you see good work, you got to give it its due, even on a movie podcast. And also make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you get your fine podcasts from. And also subscribe and watch us on YouTube, where you can see everything that I'm talking about. And so yeah, it's May, middle of May, y'all. The sun's out. My allergies are up. Everything is great this weekend. And so when you're taking a break from being out there in the, you know, doing stuff, enjoying the sun, enjoying our rotation, the Earth's rotation close to the sun, you know what to do. Why don't you see a movie? Why don't you go see a movie or something?